3 jawans and 3 civilians have been killed in mortar shelling in Baramulla along the line of control in a major flare-up along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan resorted to unprovoked ceasefire violations. 2 army jawans and 1 BSF jawan have been killed in action in heavy shelling by Pakistani forces. 1 civilian has been critically injured and 7 civilians in fact have been injured in shelling in Sojian in the Poonch district. Major retaliation has been launched by the Indian forces. Let's go across to Nazir Masoodi for more on this. Nazir, give us the details.
Well, it is a major flare-up along the line of control in recent times. It started from Karen sector where, according to army, there was an infiltration attempt which was intercepted by the army, and it was followed by heavy firing from Pakistan, mortar shelling. Then there was firing, it spread to other sectors, particularly in Uri sector, then again in the Poonch Rajouri sector and Saljan sector. And there have been casualties, at least 6 casualties, 3 army soldiers who have been killed in security force, 2 army soldiers and 1 BSF officer in action. 3 civilians have been killed. Several other people, security force as well as civilians have been injured. More than 12 civilians have been injured, both in Poonch as well as in Uri sectors. Several houses have been damaged. Army is saying a befitting response has been given. Pakistani positions have been targeted. We have seen several structures on the other side of the LOC, the videos on the social media, which have been targeted there. And we see massive flare-up along the line of control. So far, what we hear that the mortars have been used. No reports so far if the artillery has been used, because twice this year, both armies have used artillery guns, which was really taking the conflict to a different level. So we have seen, but this time we see multiple ceasefire violations today from Karen, from Grays, and then Uri, and on the south of Pir Panjal mountains in Poonch Rajouri sectors in Saljan area as well. So we see a situation which is playing out along the line of control, very tense situation. Number of people have been fleeing their homes, what we hear. They are disturbing visuals as well from these areas. Resident houses have been targeted. Army positions and BSF positions have been targeted. But the army is saying that they have strongly and they are strongly retaliating and targeting Pakistani positions.
Nazir, tell us more about how the Pakistan strategy year after year has been to push in more infiltrators, more terrorists before the winter sets in, isn't it?
Look, before winter sets in, there have been, according to army, desperate attempts to push in more militants.
Yes.
Just last week, we saw, 3 army soldiers were killed in action along the line of control when they filed an infiltration attempt in Machil sector. 1 BSF jawan was also killed in that encounter. 2 other soldiers were injured. In that operation, 3 militants infiltrators were killed and a heavy cache of arms and ammunition were recovered. According to army, there was today and a similar attempt was made in Karen sector. It was followed by heavy firing, which is ceasefire violation, but that didn't stop in Karen only. It then spread to other, sectors from extreme North Kashmir, which is, Nastichun area, which is Shamshabari range there, and then to the south of Pir Panjal mountains in Poonch and Rajouri districts, Pir Panjal region as well. And there have been casualties, and what we are hearing, there have been heavy casualties on Pakistani side as well. But as we see every time, beside the soldiers who die or are killed in action, it is the civilians living near the line of control who bear the brunt. They are being killed. Their houses are being destroyed. They are getting injured. And today, 3 civilians, as per the initial reports, have been killed. Several civilians have been injured. Number of houses have been damaged, destroyed in this shelling.
Nazir, also talk to us about this targeting of civilian areas and civilians. How serious is that?
Well, it is very, very serious. Every time we talk about ceasefire violations, it's always somebody's house. People living near the line of control who become the casualty, who become the target, even during the war. Professional militaries never target civilians. But we see in this border clash, it's always the civilians living near the line of control who always become the target. And today, again, civilians, residential areas have become the target. 3 civilians so far as per the initial report, because what we hear, casualties may go up, have been killed. Several others have been injured. Condition of some of the injured is stated to be critical. Officials are saying that they are shifting the people to safe locations, and injured are being evacuated and being shifted to hospital. Army soldiers have been, 3 have been, security force personnel have been killed. Several other soldiers have been injured have been evacuated. It is a very, very tense situation along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, Nazir Masoodi, we leave it there. Thanks very much for joining us with those details from Srinagar. So, major flare-up along the line of control in Jammu and Kashmir.